Hello everybody, it's Anna here again today, and today we are at RHUDDLAN Castle, or in Welsh that is Castell RHUDDLAN, but for the purposes of the video today we're going to be saying RHUDDLAN Castle because that's what most people know it as. So if I do slip into RHUDDLAN, that's the Welsh, but I'll try to keep to RHUDDLAN Castle anyway. So we're here today, and RHUDDLAN Castle is in Denbighshire in North Wales. So we're here today learning some Welsh history, but also some Welsh language if we get a chance as well. So come along and join us. You're very, very welcome. Don't forget, as I say, welcome in Welsh is croeso. So as we look around the castle, you'll see the river, and the river is the only one there that we're talking about, and it's the river that got moved for this castle. Just a little bit of background on the little village, or little town maybe it's called, of RHUDDLAN. It first appears in recorded history in the last years of the 8th century, when there was no town of Rhyl, and the shore road from Prestatyn to Abergele did not exist. Instead, the Clwyd and the marshes of its estuary, the River Clwyd, now reclaimed and drained and cultivated, formed a natural barrier towards the coastal approach to the mountainous heart of North Wales. Now, RHUDDLAN is reputed to be the site of the stronghold. Here's a photograph now of what's on the site at a place called Tŵt Hill, which is just almost right next door to this castle. Now, it's reputed to be the site of the stronghold of Llywelyn ab Saesyll, built in 1015, perhaps on Tŵt Hill, and it passed to his son Gruffydd ab Llywelyn of Gwynedd, and his llys, which is a court in Welsh, there was destroyed by Earl Harold in 1063. So there's a lot of history in this area, and the Tŵt Hill site of the older castle or court or llys is just right next to the castle here. And the medieval mound where I have inserted photographs of Tŵt Hill, that was where a long lost castle once stood, and this massive earthen mound, as we say, marks the site of RHUDDLAN's first castle, built in 1073 by Robert of Rhuddlan above the River Clwyd. And that mound would have been topped with timber fortifications, obviously, though it is possible that a stone structure was erected at a later date. But anyway, the castle moved between Welsh and English hands several times during the troubled 11th and 12th centuries, until it was replaced by this castle that we're touring around now, RHUDDLAN Castle, built just a short distance away by King Edward I of England in 1277. So that's a little bit of the history of RHUDDLAN and the castle that was here before this. But this actually is an awesome feat of engineering, and it still towers above the River Clwyd. Now, King Edward I, naughty King Edward of England, liked his castles to be on the coast. It was safer that way, and if his ruthless campaign to subdue the poor Welsh ran into trouble, supplies could still get through by sea. But with RHUDDLAN being several miles inland from the coast, the plan was to use a river instead. But there was only one problem with this river here that we can see. The River Clwyd wasn't quite in the right place. So what Edward did was he got hundreds of ditch diggers to deepen and divert the course of the river. And more than 7 centuries later, RHUDDLAN still looks like a castle that was worth moving a river for. Begun in 1277, it was the first of the revolutionary concentric, or that means walls within walls, castles, designed by master architect James of St. George. And this was not completed until 1282 because it was built concurrently with Flint Castle. Now, if you're interested, we have a video of Flint Castle on our channel. I think we still have that. We did get rid of quite a few videos of our early ones, but I think we do still have Flint Castle. But anyway, yes, that was at a time when King Edward I of England, naughty King Edward, was consolidating his conquest of Wales, and it was temporarily his residence. This one was Rhuddlan, not Flint, and his daughter Elizabeth is presumed to have been born here. And this castle was one of the iron ring of strongholds built by Edward I in Denbighshire, and today the castle is managed by CADU, which I've mentioned in previous videos, is a Welsh government body aiming to protect, conserve and promote Welsh building heritage. Now, begun in 1277, this castle was the first castle, like I said, of its kind, the first concentric castle designed by James of St George for King Edward I as he consolidated his dominion in Wales. And prior to Edward's fortress, Rhuddlan was at the heart of a Welsh cantref, which is a Welsh administrative division. And completed in 1282 at the cost of just £9,613. Wow, what we could buy for that today? Well, we just couldn't, could we? Rhuddlan became the symbol of English rule in Wales. The castle's completion preceded the Statute of Rhuddlan following the defeat of Welsh Prince Llywelyn I, which laid down English law in Wales for 250 years until Henry VIII's Act of Union in 1536. Don't forget Henry VIII of England. Edward then made his son Prince of Wales, much to the insult of the Welsh chieftains in 1301. And it was a century later when our hero Owain Glyndwr ravaged the town in 1400, the castle standing firm until it was garrisoned by royalist troops during the English Civil War. And parliamentarians destroyed a lot of the castle to prevent further military use. So just to conclude then, as we've looked around here at Rhuddlan Castle and the mound that used to be the old castle before this, just not far from here, it is important to remember the main point of this, that this castle was erected as a part of the English conquest of Wales, and it's actually a really important location for the history of the whole of Great Britain, because it's here that the Statute of Rhuddlan was signed in 1284, bringing Wales officially under the rule of the English once and for all. So it was here that it started, that Wales became officially under the rule of the English in 1284 here at Rhuddlan. So that's really important to remember. So I think we will leave it there for today from Rhuddlan Castle here in Rhuddlan, the very, very important place. Don't forget, as I said, that in 1284 is the place that brought Wales officially under the rule of the English once and for all. So it is a very small place, but a very important place for the history of Great Britain. And we'll leave it there for today. And we'll say ta-ta for now, and we'll see you on the next adventure, or the next Welsh lesson, or the next Welsh history lesson. But don't forget to keep practicing your Welsh, because practice makes perfect. Ta-ta for now. Nostar.